some Chardonnay. And you're going to have to drink and you drink out of the bottle. Dear friends, I'll see you in a moment. Boom! There we are. Enjoy this symbolizes passion and style, and I'll see you on the stage.
Slideshow happening now, or they see it. So what about the slideshow? Bonjour, chers amis. With him, so he's going to come up.
Hold me warm against your heart.
Very fine.
I feel your words, the tender trembling moments start. We're in a world our very own, sharing a love that only few have ever known. not the sky. The vows of love we make believe until we die. My life is yours,
Now,
and
him.
all
So,
because you came into my world, love, so softly, love.
bonjour, dear friends. How exciting it is to be together tonight on this amazing May 1, Friday, May 1, 2020. We are on the JCB Live again with a voice that is magical, with a voice that speaks talent, with a voice that is the most incredible on the planet. Dear friends, as many of you know, we have a very unique guest. A guest I was so impressed when I met him that I had to say, we got to become friends now and forever. This Friends has one of the most impressive resumes of all time. Over 2,100 performances of the famous Phantom of the Opera, awarded the Tony Award musical, unbelievable to be awarded this incredible award and accolade. He's played, of course, this amazing music into one of the most iconic movies of all time that everyone has watched, was raised in the world of Italy and America, another bicultural man, and finally was recently knighted by the famous president of Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Franc D'Ambrosio, the man, and only the man, the best voice in America and around the world. Franc, bonsoir, buonasera.
Bonsoir, comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous? Can you hear me?
The mute, please.
I can't hear
Franc,
you.
we need to hear you.
I am right here. I'm talking. I'm talking, I promise you.
Hold a second.
I'm good. No, I'm on.
Voila! There we are together. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you magnificently.
Okay.
It was nice actually to have silence language together.
Okay, sounds good. How are you?
Phenomenal. And dear friends, you got to realize Franc is wearing the jacket
Mhm.
and I'm wearing the jacket. The night we both met, where the coup de foudre, the passion started. Franc, you must tell us about our encounter
Okay.
before we get started on everything else, because this was a very unique moment.
Right. Well, I remember we had met briefly, very briefly. I think it was once. It was down at Jane Seymour's house.
That's right.
In Malibu for her foundation, the Open Heart Foundation. We
That's
met
right.
briefly there, but it wasn't until and with your beautiful wife. I remember we all three of us were together.
Of
And it
course.
wasn't until afterwards that it was maybe about 6 months later we met again, but for a much longer and more memorable time for both of us in Naples, Florida, at the Naples Wine Auction, at the beautiful home of Denise and Brian Cobb.
That's right.
And it was just beautiful. So they
And
brought
dear
me in.
friend, you know, I need to confess, Franc does obviously phenomenal performances, but as well, unbelievable community charity work. And that evening, with one of his friend Gloria, they performed. I have not often goosebumps to this level, but we were shivering of excitement. We saw him on stage and we were a tiny group and he enchanted us all night. We talked wine, we talked food, we sang. Franc sang. It was amazing.
It was one of those amazing intimate dinners that they throw at the Naples wine auction. I remember it was just being in that beautiful, gorgeous penthouse overlooking the Gulf. And how many people did we have for dinner there? Maybe 50 people at
That's
the
right.
maximum. And you
Very
served
small group.
you served so many of your beautiful wines and described each and every one of them. And I remember I was my dinner partner was Judge Judy.
Yes.
Who loves you.
Well, loves you too. And so Frank, we have a very interesting similar background in many ways from our bicultural. So before we open the first wine, which we got to open quite soon because the name is obviously the illustrious cabaret that really represents in some ways where your talent can be performed. Give us a little bit about your background because so many people know your voice, but I think tonight it's so exciting. When I first met you, I got to feel the energy of the old world and as well your phenomenal creativity of the new world.
Thank you very, very much. Yeah, I started out off in, I was born in New York City and raised in the Bronx and on Long Island to a family of Italian bakers. And so I grew up with that very strong cultural Italian background. So, and I have a dual citizenship. So I'm an Italian citizen and an American citizen. And so that the food and the wines have always been a very, very, very important part of my family and my family's culture. It's always been a beautiful part. So then I went to school in Italy. I went to school at the Vocal Academy of Lucca, the Accademia Vocale Lorenzo Malfatti da Lucca, in Lucca in Tuscany. And I studied music and opera there. And I actually—
Good wines there too. Did it help the voice a little bit?
Oh yeah. Well, then it helped a lot because and
your friends, you got to realize, what I love with Frank is his palate is incredible. Not only he knows how to use his throat and his charming tongue and his powerful, beautiful blue eyes, but he knows how to taste wine, as we'll see in a moment.
Exactly. And I got an opportunity to study with Lorenzo Malfatti over there, and also to study with Luciano Pavarotti.
Really, with Pavarotti?
Yeah, right at his home, right at the house in the summer house in Pesaro, on the Adriatic. And so we had an opportunity, and we ate and we drank and we laughed. We spent a lot of time in the pool. I spent 3 months there with him. And it was just right after the 3 tenor concerts, because I got there on a Tuesday, and I remember saying, Mr. Pavarotti, what have you been doing lately? And he said to me, he goes, oh, Frank, he said, I just sang a concert in Rome with Jose Carreras and Placido Domingo. Wow. And I said, oh, the 3 tenors got together. And he said, yes. I said, Mr. Pavarotti, this is going to be big. And he said to me, I think so, Frank, I think so.
And Frank, when did you realize as a child or being brought up in the US and in Italy that you had this talent of this unbelievable voice and the talent to be at that level of singing?
Well, I think I came to it a little bit later, again, because I was a baker. I was being raised, to eventually take over the family bakery. So I didn't really sing that much, but,
Are you trying to tell us you know how to use your hands too?
I actually am baking bread as we speak. It smells pretty good in here.
So you were trained as a baker. Were you singing when you were baking?
I was singing when I was baking, sure. And I had a very big voice. I didn't really know how to use it, but I just knew whenever I sang, it was just a very, very large sound. And it wasn't until I went to school and learned and went to college and also in Connecticut that I started learning how to use my voice and merging both the musical and the dramatic intent, which is a passion of mine and something that I started a vocal academy. I started an opera academy in Lucca, because the old Accademia Vocale is no longer there, and that's what we do. We scholarship about 25 students a year to go over to the academy and study with with the old masters, as it were.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is something you are doing now. Mm-hmm. In return to give back to the young artists and the young talents. Explain us how that works as we're going to open wine number 1. Absolutely. And maybe we want to hear something.
Okay. That'd be great. I'll be happy to do that. You just tell me when. You tell me when you want it, because I actually opened up mine beforehand. Just as
Oh, you did? Well, maybe we do that now, and then you tell us how you serve. Maybe continue on this, on those, on the institute or the academy that
Sure.
you're doing, because that's very commanding.
Yeah, so I'm very, very proud. I'm very, very proud of it, and it also works in one of my other passions, which is the cross-cultural promotion between America and Italy, and between America and Europe as well. So that's my dog.
What kind of dog do you have?
Atta, come here. Come over here. Come here.
Do you speak Italian to the dog, or do you speak
Sì, lui, yes, he speaks Italian. Vieni qua.
Puoi parlare un po' l'italiano, eh? Ooh,
Eccola
look
lui.
at that.
Oh.
Well, I should have brought mine so they could have talked. You know, I speak French to my French bulldog, and you speak Italian to your Italian dog.
Yeah, well, he's an American Cocker Spaniel, but yes, he speaks Italian. So
I love it.
yeah, so he speaks English and Italian actually. Anyway, so I'm back. Anyway, so so the academy has been very good, and it's been able to, again, the cross-cultural promotion between Italy and Europe and America is something I'm very passionate about, and also to just bring the young American students over to Italy to study the language, the culture. Because as you know, and as I know, it's one thing to be bilingual, but it's another thing to be bicultural.
That's right.
And I think it's if you're going to sing the Italian opera, you need to really get in there, really understand what it feels like to be there, to drink that wine, to eat that food.
Well, talking about this, so we should, after we toast, I want to do two toasts. One to you as the longest performing artist of the Phantom of the Opera, because this is quite a coup de force, as we say in French, you know, so amazing. And two, for the awards, we all need to toast to, because this is the biggest award anyone can get, united by the First Minister of Italy to give you this unbelievable award of promoting both cultures and being not only bilingual, as you said, but bicultural. So as you explaining, I'm going to open.
Okay. Yep. So I had the opportunity. Oh, it's going to.
Look at that. I'm going your way. Be careful.
My favorite
going
sound.
right in your painting. Woo!
Oh, okay. There you go. Hey, so tell us a little about the wine.
Well, let's have a toast together. We have a lot of friends tonight. Ooh la la, there's a lot of friends with us. Many you know. I know you love French and Italian wines, of course. So let's go there. Look at this. So to your honor, we make an amazing wine at Raymond Vineyards that is called Cabaret. This is a Napa Valley Méthode Champenoise sparkling wine, cold Cabaret bubbles. And Frank, you know why? My life has always been surrounded with unbelievable images of the Moulin Rouge, the Lido, you know, the Crazy Horse in Paris. Mm-hmm. My dream one day would be to have a cabaret and to have performance, singers, dancers, and to have an amazing show. So we have that incredible Red Room at Raymond. And therefore, we do a lot of fun cabaret events. So we had to create this 2016. This is a Blanc de Blanc, Franc, which is a 100% Chardonnay coming from Napa Valley. Mm. I love it because it's over 16 months in the bottle with a light dosage. Mm. So we hope it helps your voice, because maybe after 2100 performance, you could do 2101. Because I'm having questions. When can we hear Frank? We want to hear Frank. We love Frank. I think you have a lot of fans out there.
All right, because my voice is is large, and the microphones won't capture everything. I'll sing a little bit early on with the lighter parts of Music of the Night. But without I'm not gonna play the piano or anything. I'm just gonna do it like this, just to drink the wine and feel the inspiration.
Well, we're with you. You know, many of our friends, we have a lot, and so many are going to replay this. You got to realize, Frank, as you start to sing, you're an inspiration, and people wish they had your talent, and they're hoping that cabaret can give it to them. So maybe you got to teach us as well.
Absolutely. So far, this anyway. This is the original mask. This is the
Love it.
original mask. Yeah, right here.
Wow.
Yeah, you could see it.
You kept it.
And it
But
was.
you still perform with it.
I'm not. Well, I'm not allowed to. Contractually, after I left the show, I'm not allowed to perform with it on. But I can hold it while I sing. And it was Michael Crawford actually who was the original Phantom, and he won the Tony for this role that I was able to do for so many years after him. So
very cool. Well, congratulations, and we
thank
hear.
you. Let me go. Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation, darkness stirs and wakes imagination. Silently the senses abandon their defenses. Excuse me, I got some allergies tonight. Anyway, so that's a tribute to.
Amazing. This is maybe the bubbles that gives you that.
You know what? I didn't want to say that, but that's exactly what happened. I got a little bubble in my.
Some of these, exactly. No, it's not you. It's the fault of the bubbles. That's why maybe if I drink the whole bottle, I'm going to have a little bit of a. I could be your third or fourth second holding the mask.
Well, if it's the fault of the bubbles, I'm happy to honor the bubbles every single time. So thank you very much for this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wine.
Yeah. What does the wine make you feel when you taste sparkling champagne? Do you enjoy a lot of sparkling wine as well?
Oh yes. When especially this particular, it's interesting. It reminds me of I get things. It's more of a feeling. So I think when I think about it and I drink it, I feel it's a non-fleeting joy.
Yeah.
Because it's that it's rooted in true artistry, true the true winemaking from your family from not what 700-900 years. Well,
that's right.
Yeah.
And I was reincarnated a few times. I was the phantom of the past.
Yeah, exactly. And then the wine, and then the bubbles, and then the effervescence. It's forward, so it's the joy is not fleeting. It feels to me like a very complete, very balanced experience. So,
do you have a few glasses of wine before performance, or
nice.
After? Of course, after I got to be with you many times.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. I'm sure many are always asking themselves. You've performed over 2,000 times the Phantom of the Opera. You're the longest lasting. You've won all the awards possible that can ever be won on this. Did you ever get tired of it?
No, it's a very good question. A very honest answer is I never got tired of performing for the audience ever. I got a little fatigued living the lifestyle.
Yes.
Necessary in order to give the opening night performance that I committed myself early on and said I will always give 100% of my energy, and whatever I have to do in my life and my lifestyle will all come second to and also to support that objective. So actions always follow objectives, and my objective was always to give an opening night performance. So to answer the question, I never got tired of singing the music. I never got tired of my cast. I never got tired of standing in front of thousands of people a night. And
and that leads always to the big question: what motivates you in general? Because you're working on a lot of new, fantastic things.
Yes,
of course, that everyone would love to hear about in a moment. But what motivates you at large?
That's a great question. I enjoy the communication with the audience.
Yeah.
I enjoy being in front of the audience and singing and seeing them smile and seeing them cry at times, and know that that those moments have made a difference.
And I could feel exactly what you said. For all the friends out there, I was obviously right on first row watching Frank and his great friend Gloria performing that evening, and it was emotional. I did cry. And it's
Glory Crampton. She's just amazing, isn't she?
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah.
You were quite a leader. So talking about that, Frank, something I always wanted to hear as well is you were one of the few on the planet to act and be part of one of the most iconic movie of all time. Mm-hmm. And you know, Francis Ford Coppola is a friend of ours. I had the pleasure to induct him in the Brotherhood of Burgundy. We know him well. His winery is virtually across ours at Raymond Vineyard. So we know each other well, and his daughter. And I never ever bored to watch this famous movie, part one, part two, part three. So maybe it's a good time to serve ourselves the Cabernet and one to ask you about how was it, because I think this is a cabaret Cabernet. We kissing it both. Maybe we try. In the movie, they drink out of the bottle at certain times. I mean, so we're drinking a very powerful Cabernet in honor of Napa Valley called Cabaret. And in honor as well of Sicily, of course, and where you lived for quite some time and obviously had to, you know, prepare very well with a famous family, Corleone family. So tell us about this, because this is amazing.
Yeah, well, I was performing Sweeney Todd on Broadway when I got the phone call to say, we want you to, Francis Coppola discovered me in the chorus of Sweeney Todd. Yep. And I auditioned. They auditioned about 2,000 guys. Actually, they did one international tour, international search, and 2 national searches. They sent 5 talent scouts out because Francis wanted someone who could actually act the role and also sing the role. He didn't want anyone to kind of have a celebrity come in and do the role and then have me come in and sing it, you know?
That's right.
He wanted to be very, very authentic. So I remember I got a call on Friday and they said, be in Rome on Monday. And I had, you know, it's very interesting too, because I had never been in a movie before, you know, and so I was inducted into this cinematic history. You know, overnight I became, you know, Marlon Brando's grandson and Al Pacino's son, you know. You know,
it's pretty good godfathers.
It's pretty good, yeah, exactly. Hey, what do you think about the mustache?
I love it. And you know, when I saw one of your pictures on social media the other day, I could barely recognize you. I find it very charming as well. I met dear friends Frank, and he did not have the mustache. But you know, by the way, as we talking wine and great Cabernet, Frank, you bi-coastal as well, not only bicultural and by nationalities of Italy. You're doing a lot of things for the community on Russian Hill. Maybe you want to explain and maybe show us what you're doing, because I want to have one piece of what God created, which was bread as well, right?
Oh,
you have a little piece to show us?
I actually have bread rising right now. If you want me to step off camera, I can go show you what I'm rising.
Well, absolutely. You got to show us one of those. But maybe before even you rise or you escape for a moment, you need to tell us or to sing for us maybe something that would make our heart move, thinking about Godfather 3.
You know what I'll do is, so when I was over in Italy, and again, I live in New York City, also here in San Francisco, but I also have a home in Italy as well.
Where about?
So, yeah. So I'm there about 3, but depending on what's going on with work and everything, 3 months. Which is why, because I'm on stage all the time, I can't grow this. So now I'm not on stage because of the
It's
quarantine.
very
So I'm like,
sexy.
I'm arranging the hair on my face. So that's what I'm
Hey, so where's your house in Italy? Is it in Rome?
It's in Liguria. It's in Portofino.
Oh, wow.
That area. Yeah.
But of course, what am I thinking? You have the view from Russian Hill of the Bay, and in Portofino you have the most amazing
Yeah.
Adriatic Sea in front of you. So that's quite insane.
Right. Anyway, so when I was over in Italy, in Rome, at Cinecittà, Francis Coppola's father came to me and he said, Frank, he said, we want you to sing the theme song of Godfather.
Ooh.
And, you know, the Speak Softly Love. And I said, I would love to. And so he said to me, he said, well, we want you to sing true Sicilian lyrics.
Wow.
Not the Italian lyrics, not parla più piano, right?
That's right.
I wanted, and so I started singing in Sicilian, and but it was real Sicilian, right? I mean, a deep Sicilian, and it was, it went like this. One second, I'll tell you. It went, right? But so Francis said to me, Frank, what are you singing? I said, I'm singing in Sicilian. He said, it sounds Arabic.
Oh no!
And I said, okay. And I said, all right, because the Sicilian dialect has a lot of Arabic sound to it, right?
That's right. For sure.
So I said to him, I said, okay, so I changed the lyrics, but I still stayed in the Sicilian dialect, but I sang with words that sounded a little more like Italian. And so this is so I'll sing some of this because this is.
Yeah, well, Cabernet Napa Valley, 100% Cabernet, cabaret, unbelievable vintage, the right one, 2016, I think is inspirational.
Beautiful.
To the blood of the earth.
I love it. So why don't I sing, because when I'll sing some of the Godfather theme, and I'll do it in the Sicilian language. Brucia la luna in cielo e io brucio da morire. Fuoco che si consuma come lume cuori. L'anima chianci, addolorata, non si dà pace, ma chi mala nuotata. Lo tempo passa, ma non è giorna, non c'è mai soli, se te non torna. Brucia la terra mia e abbrucia lume cori. Sittiti d'acqua ide io, sitti d'amori. A quel canto la me canzoni. Se non c'è nudo, casa faccia lui barconi.
Ooh la la!
It
It makes me think of, obviously, not only the movie, but this amazing place of Sicily, how magical it is. So I have a question as we're trying this wine. If this was a song, which one would that be? This one? Because
Parla in amore, Mario, tutta la mia vita sei tu. We should do a tour together where you pick the wine and I pick the music to go with the wine, and we go and we do a show together.
Let's do it.
I'm there.
We are ready. Hey, Frank, you're so good with words. So if you had to describe this wine in 3 words, what would that be?
I would describe it as.
I actually need a little more.
Oh,
Describe the wine, huh?
Oh my! This is incredible.
Thank you.
Really, I mean, not just because it's you, and this would be something I would be so proud to share with my friends and my family at a beautiful dinner.
Thank you.
Absolutely, it would be. How do I describe this wine? How do you describe air? How do you describe love? It's hard to describe.
Maybe you say, if it was a song, what would it be?
If it was a song, it would be a love song with a passionate beat.
Ooh. I like that. A lot of rhythm.
Yeah. It would be love with rhythm.
So now, Frank, I want everybody to know, as we're cheering together to your amazing award, how does it feel to have received this highest distinction from Italy, and what does it mean to you? And
Well, the thank you so much. The president of Italy signed the decree into knighthood, which was such an honor, and I wanted to have it here in San Francisco, so I had the opportunity to so I can have more friends and family.
of course,
So I went to the Italian consulate right here, and Lorenzo Ortona and his beautiful
yes,
wife Sheila, you know them. They
of course, very nice people, wonderful.
wonderful. The consulate
A
general.
gift for Italy to have here in San Francisco.
Absolutely.
Very fortunate.
The consul general here, and we did the ceremony here. So he actually did the official ceremony, and it was one of those. It was probably one of the proudest moments of my life.
For sure.
Absolutely, to be understood and honored and acknowledged and recognized by my family's homeland. Was something that was very, very humbling for me, and something that I was very proud to share with my closest friends and family.
Well, congratulations for that.
Thank
So you,
you.
Chana, specifically, so many Italians came to the U.S. at the turn of the last century. There's a lot of Italian descent, but with your talent, very little, and which is so exciting to this level is to recognize the culture, the arts. Italy has so much of fashion and jewelry and art and everything else that,
Absolutely.
you know, a singer and a performer and an opera singer like you, it's we so thrilled to count you part of the Californian residents as well.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I really enjoy being out here in California.
Now, lastly, people want to know you working on many other things, and I know there's one of my favorite is as well Orpheus. So tell us about this, because you were just in the UK before this whole event happened.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. I was actually in London rehearsing a new production of Orpheus. It was a new operatic production of Orpheus at the Young Vic. Beautiful theater. And so we were right in the middle of rehearsing that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful opera with this incredible cast and great librettist and incredible composer. And so I was playing the role of Orpheus's father, Pluto, the king of the underworld.
Of course, the king of the underworld. Yeah. That's a great one.
Yeah, exactly. So I always say this. So they took my mask off and they gave me 3 dogs. You know, a 3-headed dog. So, and it was just wonderful, and it was wonderful to be back in Europe and to be there for that long period of time. And I believe it had to be postponed, but they'll have it in next season. So I'll be back in London singing that opera probably but I'll be there for about maybe 4 months, 3-4 months. And
that's so exciting. So I got to tell you, I go to London a lot, so I'm going to come and see you there.
Oh, please do. Yeah, that would be wonderful.
You know, we have common friends, Fabrizio, who you know very well, is right listening with us. I can see him.
Is he there?
As well as his lovely wife, Yelena. So I know you had a lot of fun together in Rome.
Okay, it's true. We when I was filming Godfather over there, I had met Fabrizio and a number of other fun people. Yes. And then when he moved here to San Francisco, we had lost contact with each other because we didn't have any internet and stuff. But we would go around after I would shoot at Cinecittà in Rome. Afterwards I would meet up with them at the Spanish Steps, and we would go out all night long, and we would just ride. We had Vespas. We were just running around.
Those Italians are really, the French, what we say is, we speak a lot, but the Italians know how to act and know how to live. So you've always been our inspiration, from the other side of the border. Yeah. We love the Italians. I mean, we produced Garibaldi for you to create the unification of Italy in 1865, but you produce this for us, art, fashion, and style. So I have a last question for you.
Sure.
Last one, as we're tasting this last wine, sure. And we're going to finish this
Okay.
glass together,
All right.
is what, and that's really what I want out of those JCB Live, is people to discover phenomenal personalities like you, and
Kind. Thank you.
charismatic and deep and intense and phenomenal. I mean, you were obviously given a gift at birth, and it was destiny. What drives your passion, and what is overall your passion? And you could go in anywhere you want.
I know what drives my passion. Well,
What is the passion? It's probably
I'm gonna call somebody to do me a favor. Brian, dammi un pani. Dimmi un panini.
Yeah, we want to see the bread. Now is el time del pani.
No, l'altro quando lo dicono esse. Sì. Essere. Sì.
And nobody knows that you're a baker of that talent. So you were going to take over the family bakery, huh?
I took over the family in the Corleone, right? So
Yeah.
in Sicily they make breads in an S, like so I have this bread, I have this rising right now. It's going to go into the oven as soon as I'm finished here.
Wow, bravissimo.
So they got
This is fabulous.
So I put anyway, this will go
Yin
into
and yang, the S, the sign of eternity. Look at this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Eccola.
Beautiful. So you have your own yeast?
Come? What?
You have your own yeast?
No, I don't. I wish. Oh no, I get it from a special place.
Okay, well,
I'll share it with you.
when we visit, I want to try. I'll bring the cheese and the wine, and you bring the bread.
And this is semolina bread, and made in the S for Sicily.
Love it.
So, yeah. So my passion is food. My passion is wine. My passion is God, for sure. My passion is my family, my friends, and someone asked me the other day, what's the worst thing about the COVID crisis? And I said, I spend most of my life in front of thousands of people every night, to see them in a group of people. And now I don't see any groups together.
Yes.
And it makes me sad. And that makes me very sad. And someday, God willing, we'll all get back to it,
Sure. We will. Yeah. We will, and we could still deliver a message, of course, as we just did tonight, through alternative ways. I know it's not the same, but we could still see you clearly. We could still feel your charm. Maybe you want to leave us, as we sadly have to let all our friends go to dinner and continue to enjoy their evening.
And I have to put this dough in the oven because it's rising.
By the way, so do you want to leave us with a few notes, maybe a few sounds, so we depart with you in our head for the night?
Mes amis, que tout est fait, je me répète quoi travaux.
Merci beaucoup.
Très bien.
Gentlemen, Franc D'Ambrosio, the best. Frank, thank you so much.
Merci beaucoup.
And when I'm in San Francisco next, which will be soon, I'm going to knock at your door and bring a few bottles of wine.
But wear your mask first.
Of course. Or I'll let my beer grow. It will be good enough. I love it.
Love you.
Frank,
ciao.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Love you too.
Amazing as always.
Give my love to your family. Bye.
Absolutely. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ci vediamo, a presto.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci, ciao.
Ciao, grazie. Grazie
a voi, ciao. Good.
Fantastic. Frank, I'll call you from the other line.
Okay, sounds good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. How many people?